How effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary texts? In my A2 year, me and my group created a promotional package consisting of a hybrid music video, digipack and poster, which creates synergy and is also an example of horizontal integration due to the numerous platforms it is being promoted across. The band used for this was the Rattels, and the song being promoted was called Faces. The genre of this band was indie, and so my group subculture, Dick Headbridge 1975, was indie. The use of synergy throughout these products results into creating a brand. This was done by keeping a consistent house style throughout, for example, keeping the use of colours consistent. For our group's music video, blue lighting was used when we filmed the performance footage at the O2 Academy, and this was kept in colour to contrast against the black and white effect when seeing the subordinate female, connoting how he is happy and she isn't. Therefore, when designing our digipacks, the software Photoshop CS5.5 was used to manipulate images by changing the settings of blue on the channel mixer option to give images a blue tint to them so that the house style is kept consistent, which creates synergy. For my digipack, I use shot types and camera angles to effectively represent certain stereotypes. For example, I encoded a high angle of the lead singer making a triangle shape to the crowd. A high angle was used to mediate how large the room was around him, but how much the room was full of crowds looking up to him, which connotes how powerful and dominant he is perceived. Furthermore, this triangle shape is a symbol used in the Rattels logo, and the crowd are copying his actions, representing him as a star persona and making him appear dominant and in control. I effectively use shot types and camera angles to reinforce the lead singer's star persona, Richard Dyer, 1979. Furthermore, in my music video, for example, we used a low angle this time when filming the lead singer performing live, as you are literally looking up at him, which connotes his dominance and power even more. However, this footage we captured wasn't as clear as the narrative footage, which was a problem, as when these two pieces of footage are contrasted against each other, a major difference can be identified and makes the gig footage appear less clear and poor quality. The idea of a dominant male role, however, is reinforced further through the use of mise-en-scène in my digipack, as the lighting is shining directly onto him on the inside panels, making him appear godlike and so again the dominant character. This links to our music video as the same high-key lighting is used when the singer is performing on stage and is shining directly onto him, and so again connoting his power and dominance. Furthermore, the male is seen as dominant as the use of cross-cutting signifies him meeting other girls, thus connoting this dominance, and the idea of a star persona is used. I use mise-en-scène effectively with my ancillary products even further by including items within my target audience's subcultural capital, Sarah Thornton, 1995. For example, the location on my digipack and poster was at a gig at the O2 Academy, which is stereotypical of the indie genre and so it is relatable to my target audience's subculture, which makes it seem realistic, creating verisimilitude. The location also relates to my target audience of 16 to 24-year-olds, as most people who go to gigs are people of this age range. Other examples on my digipack would be that I included props that connoted the indie genre, such as guitars and drums, as these are the main instruments that are used within other indie bands, and so this obtains effectiveness as my target audience can relate to them due to them being stereotypical items of the indie genre. These items are also examples of iconography, which follows codes and conventions. Andrew Goodwin, 1992. My music video therefore works with my ancillary products as mise-en-scène was again used in the same way, creating synergy. For example, the location of a gig at the O2 Academy was used again, which is evidently stereotypical of the indie genre and so links with my ancillary products. Mise-en-scène was also used in my music video to represent the indie genre through the use of clothing, as the band members are wearing items such as leather jackets and skinny jeans, which again are items of the indie subcultural capital, Sarah Thornton, 1995, and so are relatable to my target audience, which will persuade them to watch and listen to the Rattels even more as they can relate to what they see. I have therefore used mise-en-scène within both my products to effectively represent the indie genre, thus creating a promotional package and also creating synergy by doing this. Additionally, I have succeeded in creating a professional Pete Fraser 2001 ancillary text by following the codes and conventions of other real media texts. For example, I used primary research by analysing the Lumineers digipack and an Arctic Monkeys poster advertising tour dates. The image of a girl on the front of the Lumineers digipack was black and white, and the Arctic Monkeys poster was in black and white, and as both of these bands are of a similar genre to mine, I pastiched this effect onto the images of the band on the inside of my digipack and also to the image of the gig on my poster. I did this as this effect is a convention of indie media takes, as the black and white effect is stereotypical indie due to the fact indie music videos used black and white as it was cheaper and so became a tradition. I then linked this to my music video by applying the black and white effect to the narrative of it, therefore creating synergy. Again, I did the same for my music video by analysing codes and conventions of other music videos. For example, when researching Little Man Tate's video Sexy in Latin, the music at the beginning is fast and so faster cuts are used to match with the music, mediating the convention of music matching visuals. Andrew Goodwin, 1992. This is therefore my group pastiche during the climax of our song when the music gets faster, as we also included faster cuts that the music matched the visuals, which made our product appear more professional. Pete Fraser, 2001. Therefore, I successfully pastiche conventions of real media text for both my ancillary and main products to effectively create synergy. Again, the use of editing enabled me to create similar representations for both my products, which again created synergy. For example, with my digipack, I was able to use software Photoshop CS5.5 to manipulate my images, such as the image of the O2 Academy on the back cover. I used the saturation tool to decrease the saturation, making my image appear not as bright, giving it a washed out look, as the indie subculture do not wear bright clothing and wear more neutral colours. Furthermore, the washed out and dull look of the picture connotes the idea of imperfection, which also relates to the indie genre, as the indie subculture do not strive to be perfect as opposed to a pop star such as Rihanna. They don't need to be bright and flawless, as they enjoy music solely for the content of it and nothing else. Therefore, doing this enables my target audience to relate to my product more due to it being stereotypically indie. I also added triangle shapes to the inside right and left of my digipack and decreased the opacity, as this shape is in the Vattel's logo, and so therefore by doing this I would be successfully promoting the band and making the logo more memorable. I again used software to manipulate and edit visuals for my music video as well. For example, by using Adobe Premiere, I was able to use the Razor tool to cut footage and create a montage that represented memories and relationships. This was effective as it was relatable for my target audience, as relationships and love are clearly evident in 16 to 24-year-old lives and so can empathise with the footage involved within the montage. Technological Convergence PJ Fury 2004 has enabled me to promote my main product and ancillary products on social media sites such as Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, Web2 O'Reilly, which was done as this is the best way to reach my target audience of 16 to 24-year-olds due to this age group being digital natives, and so resulting also into convergence culture, Henry Jenkins 2008, as our target audience are able to access it across multiple platforms and also when and where we want to. Therefore, this was the best way to make my products become more popular. To improve on how effective my products were, I could have changed the mise-en-scène of my music video, for example the location of the narrative. To create verisimilitude effectively, I would have used a student house instead of a large family home, as this would have been more relatable to my target audience, as 16 to 24-year-olds won't own large family homes that were seen in the narrative, as most will be students living in student accommodation or flats.